welcome back to Sarah's table. Pew pew pew. Finger guns. We got some finger guns happening in the gallery. Hi, my name is Sarah Moore. My pronouns are she, her, and I am going to be your host tonight and your game master and your favorite person, probably. I'm going to remind everybody to drink some water because you are probably dehydrated. I know I am. Coffee counts as water. I see you. There's water in it. Um, I have gathered some new friends here today. I am finally back from the land down under. I don't know what day or time it is. Very excited to see what comes out of my mouth today. Um, I'm gonna go around the table. I am going to have everybody tell you who they are, but they cannot tell you who they are playing yet because we are going to roll those characters live on stream. But they will tell you who they are, what their pronouns are, and maybe how they ended up here on Sarah's table on like a cosmic level. I'm gonna hop over to Bleak. I'm gonna make him go first.
Well, first of all, welcome back.
Thank you.
And as soon as you started talking about the land down under, I had Men at Work playing in my head, and
The
so
whole
I
time
got
I
the
was
flute.
there, I was
Yeah,
like,
so I got
don't
that
just
flute.
always sing it. It's probably rude. They probably hate that.
Yeah, probably. And an interesting fact is that the singer, the lead guy who wrote all these songs, Colin Hay, is actually Scottish and not
Oh,
Australian, even though the band was from Australia. Yeah,
hmm.
there you
All
go. Your
right.
fact, your fact of the day.
Thank you so
Um,
much.
I like being useful. I'm not just a pretty face. Um, I am Bleakseason, and I have no clue who I'll be playing today. My pronouns are he, him. And how I got roped into this, there was this unfortunate incident in Des Moines where this suburban cult was trying to summon not Cthulhu, but I think it was like Cthulhu's second cousin twice removed or something like that.
Yeah.
And one of the cultists tripped over some of the difficult language of the Cthulhu language, and instead of summoning whatever it is they were summoning, they ended up summoning a Canadian. So that was me, and then I
Yeah.
popped up, and I was in this summoning circle, and I was like, "What the hell's going on?" And I was only wearing diapers and a suit, so it was really kind of embarrassing.
Yeah.
So I got some clothes and I started trying to get back home, and I was hitchhiking, and I saw this colorful pink, blue, pastel van kind of pulled up to me, and I thought, oh boy, here we go. And when I opened the door, there was Sarah going, "Hey, you need a lift?" And we became friends.
Yeah. It is a much more wholesome story than it sounds like, I
Yes.
promise. Like it started out kind of sketchy, but like in the end, the real treasure,
Yeah.
the
The
friends we made
friends,
along the way.
the friends we kidnapped along the way. Yes.
That's right. Um,
We summoned the friends we summoned along the way, and it's fine.
well, now, scoot down to Shawcat. Who are
Yeah,
you?
I am Shaukat. I'm Shaunie of Shaukat Cosplay, and my pronouns are she, her, and I ended up here because I reached out into the void
Mhm.
of the internet and put and asked Bleak for an opportunity to engage with the dark forces, which
Yeah.
was granted. And from there, I am now here.
Yeah. Um, it's
Guilty by
unclear
association.
whether I am the dark forces or if the dark forces are in play here. We're just gonna gently gloss over that. Just shh. And then we're gonna hop on over to your boy Big.
Hey everybody, I'm Ian or your boy Big. My pronouns are he, him. Um, how I got here? Well, uh, I'm actually surprised that I'm here
Hmm.
because I
Hmm.
am cosmically and internally bound to servitude to Sarah. She found my my home, which you refer to all as a lamp or
Hmm.
drinking receptacle,
Hmm.
and she woke me up.
I did.
And yeah, it's been this way ever since. I haven't been here per se because I'm usually the one in the background who's making sure that all the tech goblins are going away.
Yeah.
But there is a space available, and so please
Yeah.
help me. I am a prisoner.
You like it.
Yeah. I mean, can you really imprison the willing? I'm not really sure. Um, the funniest part about that is that the joke is that I never tell anyone what they are playing, and I just send them a mysterious link in their inbox, and I'm just like, click this. And that then when we're done, everyone just goes behind this rainbow curtain again, and there's a bunch of other friends back there, and you guys can have lots of fun together. And like it's pizza day, so I'll
It's
toss
actually
you
this
guys.
door.
Yep,
The curtain behind the curtain is this door.
that's the one.
Please help. I am a prisoner.
Good, excellent. That's what I like. This is starting out well. Setting the tone really. It's kind of Scara's table this week because it is the last one before Halloween. And today we are going to be playing Graveyard Smash, which is a one-page RPG that is a hack of a Grant Howitt game called Goat Crashers, and this is written by Levi Phipps, and it is a very simple description. Dr. Frinklestone is throwing the party of the century, and you three are not invited. But to hell with him. You're going and you're going to have the best time of your life, your unlife, or whatever. So if you could each roll me a d6, we are going to determine what sort of monster you are. I'm ready. What you got, Blake?
Two.
2. You are a
Two.
lake monster.
I'm a lake monster.
You are good at swimming and making stuff wet.
Wow, just on a platter. On a
Just remember the rating.
I'm operating within the established code of conduct.
I appreciate you. What you got, Ian?
I got a 5.
You are a werewolf.
Oh, thank God.
You're a
See,
werewolf.
that's like that was telegraphed.
Yeah.
Yep.
You are especially good at hunting and howling at the moon. And Shaunie?
1.
1, you are a mummy. You are especially good at boys, listen, I did not do this. This is by the dice. You are especially good at being the boss. And you're also good at rapping. Not RAPPING, but WR, rapping things. Although I wouldn't stop
Both?
you from rapping. You
I was
can
about to
rap
say,
on your own. You just don't
could be
get
fun.
you don't get a bonus to the rapping. And then if you each will have a hidden agenda at this party. This is the first time that the three of you, close-knit friends that you are, have ever gone to a human party. And it's a thing that you have wanted to do your entire lives or unlives. Like this is hundreds of years, and this is the year that you are doing it. So if you could each roll me 1d8 so that we could determine what it is that you really want to get to happen at this party. All right, I'm going to start with Ian. What you got?
A 3.
You really want to bring in some investors for your startup.
This does feel telegraphed a little bit. I love it.
What is the startup that you have made?
I need 20 seconds.
I will give you 20 seconds. I will go.
Okay.
I will hop over to Shaunie. What did you roll, my dear?
7.
7. You really want to get people to listen to your podcast. You've probably been working on it for a really long time. as a mummy, you are very old. I will come back to you and find out what your podcast is about in a moment. Bleak, what did you get?
5.
5. Oh, buddy, you want to smooch everyone. Everyone. Everyone.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Ian, tell me about your startup, please.
My startup, Sharks, is
Oh, uh-huh. Uh-huh.
today's Sharks. What I have presented for you is a new revolutionary app for all human monster question mark. But see,
Mm,
it's fun. Why relegate Halloween to only 1 month
mm.
when we can have it all year long? And this app will help you connect with like-minded people and monsters so that you all can celebrate all of your spooky fun times together, commingle and intermingle. We just need a very small, generous donation of $7.2 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Should be really easy to raise. I don't see how that's going to be a problem.
Honestly, just small.
So small. And do you have a name for this app? Did you say it and I missed it?
Yeah, it's called Booed Up.
I love that. It's perfect. A mere 7.2 million. That's all you need. Not difficult at all. And Shaunie, what's the name of your podcast?
So the podcast name is Strips of Cloth, and
Mm.
basically I look at fashion through the ages and we talk about materials and textiles. But yeah, you can catch us like over on Podbean, Google Podcasts, all of that. Just look for Sock Podcasts.
I would 100% listen to that podcast. I'm really
And you
interested.
should.
Yeah, yeah. Also, would love to know the perspective of someone who has been there for all of the fashions. Very interesting. Just a reminder, this is a group of affectionately villagers. They have been known to get a bit pitchforky in the presence of what they would consider capital M monsters. But tonight, everybody's going to be in costume, so nobody's going to know. It's just got to make sure that nobody catches on. Whenever you are going to do something that could be risky, I will ask for a roll. You will roll 2d6. And if you are using your monster action, you can add another d6. And if you are pursuing your goal that you have laid out here at the beginning, you can also add another d6. So you could have up to 4d6 in your pool.
So when you say monster ability, you mean like for me swimming and making things not
Correct.
dry?
Correct. That is your monster ability. And then if you are pursuing your lifelong dream of smooching everyone, you could add another d6.
I'm just a little lake guy trying to, you know.
Just a little guy. Just a little guy.
Just a little guy. Just a little guy.
And then if you do something that draws too much attention, I will be adding a d6 to the chaos pool. And then that is what I roll against you. Do we have a name for each of you before we start this joyous occasion?
I have a name.
Yeah, hit me.
My name is Gil Pawns.
I love it. Is that your actual name, or is this your
that's
incognito
my,
human
that's my
name?
incognito name. That's right.
Got it.
My real name is Pawns Gil.
Yeah, I can see how that would be.
Yep. I mean, you know, a little
Very
bit of truth
clever.
in every lie. A little bit of truth in every lie.
That's right. Ian, do you know your name?
Yes. Chansey Fillmore.
Hmm.
And Shaunie?
Mariella Leota Tannen the Eighth, but Marley.
These are all excellent monster names. I mean, human names. Definitely human. Nothing to see here.
Do we know each other and slash recognize each other as monsters, or
I would say yes. I think the three of you are coming to this party together. I would imagine that in a world where monsters are not embraced as such, that you are very much aware of any other monster that is in your city. Um, you probably all three were invited to several monster parties this evening, but like, those are no fun. It's the same. It's the same
yeah?
like handful of people that you have seen for the last 100 years. Nobody wants that. Um, I think the very first thing that we are going to do, we're gonna dive in with first a little quick safety discussion here on Sarah's table. If I'm in the driver's seat, you are never going to find violence against children, sexual violence, or withholding food as punishment or starvation. Today we are also going to skip a massive amount of spiders and any of the isms, no racism, no homophobia, no transphobia. If you are a bad person, you are not welcome here. That is it. And now, with that said, the three of you need to sneak into a party and pretend you are something entirely different. So, how would you like to get in? You do not have an invitation.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
Awesome. What would you say our time period is?
Oh, it is well, I was going to say modern times, but would you like to that's negotiable. What is everybody's heart feeling for this?
Could we make this like a Victorian set?
Absolutely. Is that cool with you, Shaunie?
No, because then the startup wouldn't work. It has to be a modern time thing.
It doesn't have to listen. Uh,
I
I
can
am
adjust.
I am ready to have any sort of the equivalent of said podcast and the equivalent of said app. Like,
It's a series of carrier pigeons, African carrier pigeons
yeah.
that flew over, and
Mm-hmm.
we've just domesticated them, and they just send, parchments
Get a little boot
everywhere.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
hardest part is painting them with your logo. They do not like that.
They really don't. They really
Yeah.
don't.
And I guess mine is a parlor cast, so I'll host in my parlor and
Yeah.
have these discussions about
Yeah.
fashion.
Thank you for all making my dream of being a monster. I was watching yesterday Crimson Peak for the first time, and I was talking about how these, Victorian monster stories are great. So I get to
They're so
live it
good.
today. Yeah,
Making dreams come true here on
I
Sarah's
know.
table.
Thank you. Can you give us a little description of the place that we're trying
Absolutely.
to enter? Like, I'm
So,
assuming it's a house, but is it urban, rural? Is it kind of what's the story?
so Dr. Frinklestone has actually caused some problems for everyone in the past. He is always talking about how he's going to create life, right? Like he's consistently trying to like build what he considers to be a monster. It's a small M. It is not a big M. He is always unsuccessful, but he has really styled himself as this mad scientist when in reality, he's just kind of got too much of daddy's money. And so his house is giant and gothic, big spires. He has, for this occasion, just like packed it full of bats, but he doesn't understand how bats really work. And so it is not going well for anyone, really. The bats are kind of getting tangled in everybody's hair. They don't really have a good place to land. There's a lot of guano everywhere. But he considers himself to be very grand. And so there's a lot of stained glass. And just like he has spent extra time to make it weathered to appear as if it is very old, but it is actually definitely a new build. It's only been here for about 5 years. Um, he has a lot of illusions about who he is and who he will be. And I think he's writing a book about himself. If you play your cards
It
right,
would
you
be.
might end up as a chapter. Or if you play your cards wrong, unclear which way. So people are coming up in big carriages, coming out. They're in very fancy costumes, and there is a doorman.
Hmm.
And is the doorman physically receiving an invitation from the guests who are arriving?
He appears to be, yes. They are handing over a scroll, and then he is opening them up, and looks like he is checking him. Like, I don't know how he got a clipboard. It is a long time ago, but he's got one, and he is checking against it, and then he is allowing people in.
Oh, they've got two-factor.
Hmm. This is going to
I
make it a little more difficult. I'm really unimpressed by this Dr. Frinklestone and his desire to achieve monstrosity. He was not born to it. I don't like these nouveau fright people.
Well, yeah, but I bet they throw one heck of a party.
have
Maybe.
to look at all those shiny bubbles.
Is that
It's really
is that
nice.
Vlad? Oh no, it's just a farmer disguised as a vampire. Never mind.
Is I assume that there's like a courtyard for the procession of chariots, correct?
Absolutely.
And would you say that up for to that procession, there's like an entrance gate before you get to the essentially the driveway?
Yeah, you have to go through a big gate that is currently full open, to let in the line of carriages. People have been waiting. There's a big long line. It looks like everybody in this area is here, possibly also people from outside. Like, people have traveled in for this in their carriages. So there's the big gate. There's kind of, he's a little pretentious, so there is a
Mhm.
moat that you have to go over the drawbridge to get to the moat, or to get over the
Mhm.
moat to get into the courtyard, and then the carriages are dropping off at the door and then coming back out.
Got it.
There, yes, I might have an idea, but if you have an idea, please.
But yeah, why don't we just get an invitation from someone else?
Oh,
I was thinking I could go to the very back of the line, um, and go, oh, sorry, we're at capacity. Like the moat is broken
Overflowing.
because, huh?
The moat is overflowing.
The moat,
oh,
yeah, the moat is overflowing. We'll make it a big deal. And if it's the last person, they won't have a problem with leaving. Like they don't
Too
have to
many
pass
guests
someone.
using the latrines at the same time
Ooh,
oh,
is making the water levels rise in the moat.
gross.
How will you convince them to relinquish their invitation?
Well, being that this is a very private guest list, and the only way that you could have known about it is if you were directly communicated, we can't have these invitations floating around in the public.
You
Surely
are
you'll
very
understand.
good.
Like
Yeah.
that. Um,
Um, yeah.
wi-
So I guess
all right.
I get on my haunches, like just and then just like because
Wait,
it's a long
before
line.
you go, before you go,
Yeah.
that was brilliant. Start leaning in, puckering my lips. I would like to, I would like to give you a
But
bit of
is
my
this
gratitude.
is this a custom in I
Yes,
really
yes, it is.
pers-
Yes, it is.
uh
It
mm,
would be deeply offensive.
if I didn't or if you did.
Just, no, just on your cheek. Just on your cheek.
He
I
goes
just
like,
want to
okay,
display my admiration for you. Do you give me permission?
I give you permission to kiss
Thank
me on the
you.
cheek.
And give him a little smooch on the cheek.
Oh, that's so lovely.
Consent
My
is
fur.
everything.
Consent is very important. Um,
Puh, puh. Hair. Puh.
so much hair, so much hair. So you scurry off to the last carriage in the line. The last carriage is not nearly as grand as the ones that you are passing along the way. Uh, they are obviously you've sort of there's people who arrive late. There's an area of like fashionably late, which is what you really want. And then there is where you have gotten to. Okay, so they came way too late. The carriage is a bit of a mess. And when you are you knocking on the door? Are you sticking your head in? How are you getting their attention?
Could you imagine? Hello.
Hello.
I'm gonna knock. Yeah.
Okay, so you knock on the door and um it swings open and inside are three rather young, not children, but definitely this is probably one of their first uh
Mhm.
of balls of the season, maybe of their lives. And they are in wildly large costumes. One of them looks like a cupcake. They seem to have come as all desserts. So we've got a cupcake, we've got a petit four, and then we've got like a somehow like a bubbling glass of something. And the three of them excitedly see you and they go, "Oh my gosh! Oh wow! Your costume is so good." I didn't think. Are we getting to skip the line? Do we get to skip the line? We have been waiting for so long. This is going to be so exciting.
I feel so bad now. um, Lovely costumes, wonderful
Thank you so
evening.
much. We're gonna definitely go up for the costume contest. We were hoping to maybe win this year. We heard it's really prestigious, so we worked on these all year.
Right. Terrible news. There. Okay, and I'll be very honest.
Okay.
I'm not supposed to tell you this, but you seem like a lovely group of people. So,
Oh,
and you worked so hard on those costumes. I can see. I think this would be important. There's
okay.
a bit of a latrine issue, and now the moat has overflooded.
Oh,
And unfortunately, they're not allowing anywhere. I couldn't even get in. It was crazy. Yeah.
I would love I would love a roll from you. You'll have 2d6. It doesn't seem like you are doing anything that is
No, none of
you
my
are not
monster.
hunting or howling at the moon. And okay, so I mean, I think this is going to be a 2 difficulty. So it might take you some extra time. So you're gonna be rolling your 2d6. I need 4s and above.
Okay. Okay. I got 1-5.
Great. Um, I think unfortunately, this group of ladies not deterred by a
Mhm.
little muck. Um, and the little bubbling drink of some kind. She's like, "Listen, um, I understand that most of the time fancy people like just cannot deal with that kind of a problem, but like
Mhm.
we're actually we actually are very good at like fixing things. So listen, we'll just come with you. We will help out. Okay. And they like they tumble out of the thing. They don't walk super great
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they are like they're just kind of waddling along. The cupcake is stuck. It takes all three of them to get her out of to get her out of there, but they come out and they're like, okay, uh, okay, point me to the problem. We can fix this. We can fix this.
Yep.
And they are
So
staring expectantly at
Do
you.
you require
we
assistance?
maybe um I had to cut through the courtyard to get here to get around everyone. So we'll have to go back because that is the quickest way. And so just be careful of the trees and the foliage while we walk.
Sure, of course, yeah. Um,
I
yeah,
lead them in. I lead them in, but I'm
yeah.
behind them.
Okay.
And then when they're like 10, I'd say 10 paces in front of me,
Mm-hmm.
I dart off, right? And I'm gonna begin stalking them so that I can scare them away.
Got it. Cool. Cool,
Yeah.
cool, cool. All right. Is anybody the other two of you have you seen what is happening here? This is not part of the plan.
So seeing them come out of the carriage and kind of like head towards the courtyard, I'm just like, I don't think this is working quite the way we thought it would.
Hmm.
I think I'm going to try and I'm going to I'll assume I have like some bags or like some luggage for the trip to get over here. And I'm like
Absolutely.
ruffling through and looking at the costumes I brought because I wasn't quite sure what I was going to be. And I think I'm going to like pull out like essentially like workman's clothes and like cleanup clothes and things
Hmm.
like that. And I'm going to pack my real costume into like a cleaning satchel. And I'm going to approach the doorman and go the route of I'm here to assist with cleaning and handling the bats.
Got it. Okay. Go ahead and give me your 2d6. Um, ba, 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 ba. Yeah. I'm gonna let you have an extra d6 for being the boss because it seems like you're being very decisive here. So we need a 4 and above. The cupcake is making a lot of noise, just getting caught in everything.
I got a 4 and a 6.
Great, 2 successes. The doorman is very busy because I don't know if you have ever dealt with a line of entitled folk before. But they all
I'm
have a
just
lot of,
looking for the service entrance. Like,
oh,
let me,
yes,
and I
fine,
will,
around the corner. Go, go. Just waves you right past.
I'll walk and kind of like do like a wave to signal that I'm making it towards the back.
Just a very exaggerated thumbs up, not suspicious at all. Ah. What's happening with Gil?
Well, first of all, I think Gil misunderstood the assignment a little bit.
Okay.
So he didn't show up as himself. He actually put on a costume. So
What was
this,
your costume?
well, so he's like, one of those gilly lake monster things with like a lot of moistness and
Yeah.
algae and whatnot kind of just hanging off of him. Little lake fishes just dropping out from under his gills, things of that nature. But he's wearing a tuxedo and a Phantom of the Opera half mask kind of thing,
Uh-huh.
because that's his disguise.
Yeah,
And
obviously.
I think he's standing there and he's watching, you know, the wolf do the wolf thing, and he sees that mummies managed to kind of make it in, and he will look over to where the wolf is about to start doing his thing. He's like figuring that he's got it well in hand. He's just going to be standing there sort of like this on the edge of the moat, and then
Hmm.
very slowly kind of just fall back into the moat,
Uh-huh.
and then sort of swim down and go and find, because there's very likely some sort of access for these overflowing latrines. So he's just going to swim through and into these tunnels, and hopefully end up somewhere in the basements of this castle.
I love that. You may add your 1d6 for swimming. You're excellent at that. Um, I also would like to remind you that the latrines are not actually overflowing. You all made that up.
Yeah, I know.
That's a surprise. Okay, just check it. I love how we've bought into it. Like, no, you're right. There is overflow. Go ahead and roll me
I
those
have
3d6.
a 5, a 4, and a 2.
Great, 2 successes. Yeah, you're able to just not. You don't even make a sound when you enter the water. Very good at this. You just sort of slip in quietly, and you can kind of sense where all the openings are down here. It's not hard for you to get around. I hate to say it, you probably do have some form of dark vision because you swim around down in the darkness all the time.
Yes.
You enter inside the castle. It's not.
Yeah,
It
it's like
even.
it's like a spruced up cottage or something, right?
Yeah, what's
A
weird
keep.
is that they did put a dungeon in, but it does not look operational. It does not look like a thing that will, there's like not actual locks on the doors or anything. So like you're able to just come in and
Amateurs.
yeah, your beautiful costume that you worked so hard on is just like even more soggy now than it was
I
before.
love it.
Just how I wanted it.
I love it when it clings to your body.
You've made it inside. Two of you have made it inside. Let's see you trying to scare these folk away, Chansey.
Yeah, I'm gonna give a howl, but make it like sound a little bit closer than what it should be.
All
Some
right.
rustling in the bushes, some little bit of snarling, just a little bit modest.
I love
All
it.
right.
You are both hunting and howling at the moon, and
I
I'm gonna
am.
leave. I'm gonna let you have 2d6 for that. So you can roll 4d6. Trying to scare them away?
Yeah, like you know how the Scooby Doo like run away and they just throw everything in the air.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I got 2 5s and a 4.
Woo!
Best roll
Three
probably yet.
successes.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah. Um, I don't know what it is. Perhaps it is because you are so close to your goal of getting into this party that has been a lifelong dream. You're able to like really tap into something. You've seen The Lion King, where
Oh
he's
yeah.
pretending to, he's doing the little roar. And then Mufasa roars from behind him. It's like you surprise yourself. You really tap into this like primal thing. This howl comes out. It is chilling. Just like they freak out. Um, the cupcake ends up on her back like a turtle. Um, the other two start rolling her away. Um, they have dropped a bunch of things in their hope to get away. Um, one of them is crying, like you really got him. And there's a pile of belongings on the floor.
I feel bad, but I have a goal, right? I
Yeah,
need
no,
this. I need the
hey,
startup money.
I get it.
Um,
There's always
after
next year.
right after they're away, he kind of scurries up and just kind of like an introspective dog is
Oh yeah,
looking.
it is not hard to find their invitation. These invitations are very ostentatious. So there is the rolled invitation is in the middle of a bunch of their stuff. Um,
Grabs it, like he grabs it with his mouth, but then
mhm.
stands up really quick and then rights himself and then takes it's like one of these. He's like, great, and then just keeps walking.
Okay, cool. You are quite close to the courtyard. I assume you're skipping the line and going straight to the
Oh,
doorman.
I'm going right up. Going right
Yeah.
up.
Um, you arrive at the doorman. He has a tiny top hat on and a little sparkly bow tie. Um, and then just like his regular clothes. Like you can tell it was a concession to have
The bow
this
tie
little
and the
like
hat. Yeah.
fine like you has um he's very big. You don't feel this way often about humans, but he might cause you a problem in a fight. Very big. Um
That's fine.
that's
We're invited.
great. Um and he takes your invitation and he unrolls it and he looks between you and the invitation a few times. And then
Mhm.
he says, You're Miss Cassandra von Schweetz of the Candy Empire?
So that's interesting because this is something I've been meaning to speak to you all about. It's Mr. Chansey von Sweets. I don't understand why
Mm.
they I don't know if it was maybe it was me. Maybe I my handwriting is terrible, but
Mm,
it's been like that for the past 2 years, and I don't know who to talk to about that.
I see. Um, Go ahead and and give me a roll.
Okay.
It's going to be an opposed roll, but
A
I'm only
four.
rolling the chaos pool, which only has one currently.
I got a 4 and a 3.
So you each got one success. You stand sort of regarding each other, and he says, "You're Dr. Frinklestein, niece, Cassandra."
Nephew, listen, listen. You know, Dr. Frinklestone
I
does
do.
things. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's not bad memory. It's been like this for years. But a lot of us
Ah.
just play into it because I'd rather a crazed man feel sane.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. 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 Listen, I'm just trying to do my job. So if there's any way you could give me a little something to look the other way, that would be.
Was there anything else in that pile of things?
I'm gonna say you just kind of scooped it all up, right?
Yeah.
So I think let's add an element of chance here. Roll me just 1d6 and I will see what you reach into your pocket or the bag and get.
Got a 2.
Got a 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. You reach in, you hear you got a little squish. It's something squishy. You bring it out and it is like a smashed like little dessert, a little, but it's got a little grass in it and some
Mm.
dirt. And you just now some werewolf hair. Not sure how that got in there. Very weird. But it looked like it was very pretty before. Maybe a skull, but now it's kind of caved in.
Was going to offer this to my uncle, but there was a bit of a mess that happened back there. But I prefer to offer it to you. It's something that we've been working on. Nobody has had this yet. You would technically be the first.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, he rolled very low. He is very excited about this.
I would
He,
also love your opinion. You know,
ah,
what we
he
can
takes
change.
he takes a big bite and he's like, "Hmm, is that like a twig? Is that
Yeah, herbal.
hmm,
Herbal. Yeah.
huh.
Oh my, oh my God. Is that somebody's? Do you see that right there? Michael Jackson. I'm making this so difficult for myself. I just want to blow past this dude.
All right. Well, go ahead and give me a roll to just dodge around.
Oh
Um,
no.
I believe in you.
A 4 and a 1.
Yeah, it's just he
Yeah.
was distracted. You got one success. You're able to just sort of slip past him. As you're slipping past him, he's like, "Is this a hair? Is that a dog? What is
Whoop.
that?"
Hair of the dog.
And you're inside. Um, Marley, I know that the disguise was supposed to be to help with the bats, but there's so many bats, like to try to get you through. Like you are through the servants' quarters, but like it is just infested in here. So many bats that you have to get through before you get to the actual party part.
So I'm just fighting through it. 'Cause I don't actually know how to properly handle bats.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, I had people who handled everything for me while I just told them what to do. So I'm struggling and just trying to knock them out the way, dropping down. I know nothing about how to properly handle them.
I love this. Give me a 2d6 roll and let's see how your progress is going.
That's a 4. And that's a 6.
Wow. It was maybe a slow start for you, but when you step in, there's this moment of calm that sort of settles over you. And you're like,
Oh, it's dark and cramped.
yeah,
Oh,
so nice in here. This feels like home. But also, obviously, these bats are gonna listen to what you do. You start telling them to get out of the way. And surprising even themselves, they do. They're like,
I mean,
right,
I have
sorry.
big mommy energy.
You really do. And they're like, yes, ma'am. So sorry. And they get out of your way and you're able to walk in. And the three of you sort of converge on the party at the same time. I'm going to say you enter the ballroom
Well,
from, go
can
ahead,
I duck off into an
and change.
alcove to change into my proper
Of
costume?
course, I would never have you enter in your, I was going to say rags, but that seems offensive. Um, what is your costume?
Well, it's my first human party, and
Yeah,
I want to stand out, obviously, but not in a big M way.
of course.
And so it's like, do you know the petticoat frame where it's like a cage, but there's not fabric through, it's see-through?
Yep,
So it's a frame like that, and then it's a clear, sheer, like see-through fabric over it.
lovely.
And then in the ways that like sometimes mummies can have scarabs come out and things like that, I'm going to fill the inside of it with fireflies, and I am the wick in the center of this oil lantern.
I love it. You
So
look
I can be
stunning.
in my wraps.
That's right. You look stunning. Um, Gil, you look soggy. Um, and Chancey, you did you put on anything or are you just
I just have a,
werewolfing it up?
I just have a suit. Like this is a business meeting for Chansey, so
Business
it's
meeting.
just a suit. Yeah.
Got it. The three of you enter sort of from different sides of the ballroom. This is a beautiful setup. You look around and there have been cobwebs that have been strategically placed everywhere. There are far too many candles for safety here in this area. Um, and there's just a ton of people in various costumes, in various states of sort of drunkenness by this point in the evening. The party has been going on for a while. And as the three of you enter, Dr. Uh, Frinklestone sort of comes out on a little balcony at the top. And he gets everyone's attention. He says, thank you all for coming to my annual graveyard smash. Boy, this is very exciting. This is the fifth year that we have run, and it is the most exclusive party. And this year, we have a surprise for you when when we get to the witching hour. So until then, please enjoy all of the cocktails and all of the delightful refreshments, and don't wander off into the other areas of the castle. Thank you so much. Okay, bye-bye. Let me melts back into the shadows. He is a small and unimpressive man. It's very short.
I'll turn to my companions and say, he is a very short and unimpressive man, but he throws a pretty good party. Everyone is already very well lubricated. My
Sure.
work here is done.
And the bats are actually quite respectful. And I love the cobwebs in all of the perfect corners.
Could
It's
you
got to,
imagine that he would put his nieces at the back of the line? It's crazy.
what
Sorry.
pieces? What are you
I'll
going
tell
on
you.
about?
I'll tell you later.
Yeah. I don't
Um,
know. This looks like a Halloween depot, surplus depot kind of decoration night. I find it all terribly gauche and very inauthentic.
oh. At this moment, there is a band that starts playing.
Oh God.
Yeah, they're not great.
What are
They're
they
the
playing?
equivalent of like a cover band. Think like the worst wedding band you've ever heard.
What's the over under? They start playing Monster Mash within the next 5 minutes.
So, I mean, that's maybe the only song they actually know. That and
Oh.
Tequila, which is weird.
I remember when I was young, there was a puppet show that would play often at uh, this little vacation village on the edge of the lake where I live, and they would have this little puppet show for the kids, and it was called the Hilarious House of Frightenstein, and they had Vincent Price in there, and he would come in and do these monologue in his Vincent Pricey voice, and then they had the Doctor von Frightenstein, who was sort of like a Dracula knockoff, and he had Igor's, and they were always trying to create this. Anyways, I always find it that when these humans try to uh, pretend like they're part of our world, um, I find that very unsettling, and honestly, I find it very disturbing. This is our culture. We are monsters. They are not. And the fact that they go to a dollar store and buy a mask and put it on their face does not make them Frightenstein, and it does not make them Dracula. And I
Mm.
find this terribly offensive.
Well, I've added a die to the chaos pool because that got rather loud and people are noticing.
Just-
Is everyone staring at me?
Yeah. Yeah. Also, you're just dripping into a pool of water. Like it's just
I know. And as soon as I start drying out, I just make myself wet again.
yeah, it's just smell. You're just like
I'm sorry, I got carried away there.
just try to
The
like
current was a little strong.
just try to like yes, I saw that play too. It was funny.
Oh, and the costuming goes so well. I love the effects that you've put into yours.
It's a
everybody
very
is sort of
simple system of pumps and under costume irrigation that oh, and then the kelp is just it's really it's just broccoli rabe. Don't look too closely.
um
Everybody's creative.
yeah, at this point, I think a couple of fish fall out of you. Live fish and
Oh,
they hit the ground and start flapping around.
I'll bend down. I'll pick them up. Oh, Stetler and Waldorf, please, my poor little babies, and I will just kind of put them in a pocket, and I will make the pocket moist for them.
Yep. Nothing to see here. Just
I don't know how they
regular.
got there. My Well, shall we commingle? I have people to smooch.
Wonder I wonder what Dr. Frinklestone is.
Yes,
What
Dr.
Who knows
he's
his
up
Frinklestone is
name?
to.
gonna fail again. Do you remember that time he tried to create a monster by animating it with lightning?
Yeah, that didn't make any sense. Like why it's not it's you
It
can't
would,
it's
it
inherent
would just
latent
destroy. Yeah, it
energy.
would just literally just burn
Yeah.
up the insides. It would just it's just a bad idea.
It's
A lot
weird.
of commotion here, and
Yeah,
I'm
it sure
going
is.
to try to meld into the crowd. I think complimenting people's costumes and then inadvertently trying to rope them into a conversation about the fabrics.
I love
As
it.
Just as you
Um,
leave, I'll say, "Mummy." Then I'll point down to your shoe, and you'll see you have a little piece of mummy wrapper stuck to the heel of your shoe.
Oh, it's part of the effect.
Oh, very well.
um,
Helps
yeah.
with the whole latrine story.
So let's follow you into the crowd real quickly. Um, people are very interested in your costume because it is lit up. Um, what? How long have you been a mummy? Like,
Oh, I would say maybe traditionally
great.
ancient
So,
Egyptian
like,
mommy.
not a whole lot left underneath those wraps. Then, like,
Right, yeah,
great,
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Um,
Are you saying I look slimmer?
So, oh my goodness, have you lost all of your body fat? Literally all of your body fat? You look a little dry. Just
Oh, don't let Gil hear you say
I can't. Gil
I
just
think Gil is right there.
said.
You rang.
that.
Does something need moistening?
um amazing. Someone approaches you and says, your costume is so beautiful. Uh and he is dressed in not a great costume. But it looks like he tried very hard actually to be a mummy himself. So things are sort of wrapped around. How did you get how did you get the effect of looking like you're mostly bone? Like how is that like did you just wrap tighter or
Yes, I'm very good at binding. In fact, let me demonstrate a little bit and I'll like tighten up probably like the wrappings around an arm that I can
mm,
like reach through my little bubble to
mm-hmm,
get to not trying to harm the poor human,
mm.
but probably tighter than uh comfortable.
Sure. Okay, give me a roll to see how he reacts to that.
Add a die for wrapping.
Absolutely.
1, 5, 2.
Okay, so you have one success. Um, he is clearly thinking this is not the kind of conversation that was going to happen. He is getting very uncomfortable, and it looked like maybe he was using this we are dressed sort of the same as an excuse to like perhaps strike up some sort of romantic situation, and you just cut off the circulation to his fingers. Um,
It's
he
like, oh,
start
oh, you're,
starting to get a
it's
little
turning
upset.
purple. That's just, well, see, if it's because of this particular material, the
Mm,
cotton in there, what you actually need is something that's going to have a bit more stretch and breathability to it, something along the line, like with some nylon fibers.
uh-huh. Yes. Well, he sort of starts shaking his hand and he kind of floats away angrily. No. Um,
I'm doing such a good job. I had a conversation with a human and I did not. No screams, no pitchforks. That went so well.
went so well. Um, I like Marley. She's trying so hard. Just what are what are the rest of you doing? Like where are
I'm
we in
just
the
hanging
crowd?
out with Chauncey. Chauncey, I'm just gonna stick with Chauncey.
All
Just
right.
go with him wherever he goes.
Okay.
Just I'm like combing through the crowd to hear if anybody's like talking about um you know
Business.
business
Business.
business things.
I mean,
Yeah.
there is a group of men over near the punch bowl. It's actually pretty close to where Marley maybe made that guy lose his fingers. Um, and they're all sort of having conversations about, not their business per se, but they sort of oversee a lot of businesses. They're talking about
Mm,
the villagers that are running their things for them, and they're sort of working the land for them and all of that stuff. So this is definitely where the money is.
kinda, just kind of like slide over. Just go, yes. Mm. Evening.
Yes,
I'm right
my
there
good
behind
man.
you.
What do you own?
Oh, well, I actually shouldn't be talking about it.
Oh, they all kind of lean in. A couple lean in and sort of brush against Gil, and they're
Mhm.
like, "What is that?"
Oh, that is my friend. That's Gil.
That's sure. But why are you all wet, sir? Go.
Why would I not be?
They are puzzled by your
Profound.
response.
He's so profound. That's why I keep him around.
Great.
They do say still waters run deep.
Hmm. Right. Huh.
It's true, hidden depths.
They just sort of awkwardly go back to their drinks. Like,
Are you
right,
gentlemen
good.
in need of some libations? Perhaps I could help moisten your insides.
What a strange way of putting it. Very strange. Uh,
How else
but
would I put it?
I, gosh, I don't know. But I mean, we all love to wet our whistle, don't we, boys? Yeah, we
My f-
could.
my friend, as a business proposition, you should stop flapping your lips, which are getting drier at every moment that you flap them, and listen to his proposition.
Wow. All right.
Ew. How about you go get those refreshments?
I'll slide up behind Gil and put like my hand on his shoulder, and I'm like, oh yeah, we love someone who is direct and so perfectly themed for this party. Yes. Oh, I love hearing forward thinkers talk business.
Huh.
Hello, mummy.
Hmm.
Looking a
Ah,
little dry.
Oh
Oh,
no.
it's all of the lights for my lantern.
Would you like a bit of moisturizing?
Oh,
pulls out a bottle of
how about just a
Jergens.
peck right here?
Oh, mother, may I?
By all means.
He will reach into his little vest, pull out a little stick. Let me
Oh,
put on
it's
a
a
bit of dry
production.
stick first. Let me put a little dry stick on first. Then he'll put some dry stick on his lips,
I was hoping
Oh,
to
so
minimize.
nice. So nice.
and he'll give her a little peck on the cheek.
Um,
Uh,
um, the businessmen are equal parts fascinated and maybe horrified. They feel like they are not supposed to be watching whatever is happening right here. They're like, this is
oh, I've completely crossed the thing. I'm on the side with the businessman, like
what is
like
happening?
they're confused and afraid,
Hmm.
and I'm like, this is taking
Chauncey,
so long.
open floor, silence, Chauncey.
Uh, anyway, gentlemen,
Yes.
come. Yeah, really
Yes.
not supposed to be talking about it, but
Oh.
word on the curb is that a lot of the younger villagers, they really enjoy this time of year,
Hmm.
but they don't have a lot of like-minded people to hang with. You know what I'm saying? Using the jargon.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Yes, they want to appear very hip. So they're like, yes, yes, of course, we know. Yeah,
right,
I know
right.
all of those words. Yeah.
But
Yes.
perfect. So what's happening is that there is a new communication uh prospect coming up. It's called Booed Up. Sorry, I said it too loud.
Boo
But
booed up?
yes, listen, what's one of the things that you like is very frustrating about when you need to send a message? It's always the person that you have, right? You never
Hmm.
know, they're
Hmm.
untrustworthy, and when you try to train them, they always want more things and what have
Yes,
you.
I go through more messengers that way, honestly. When if they don't
Exactly.
deliver the message properly. Also, sometimes they read them, I just kill them after.
It's frustrating. So with this new communication service,
Hmm.
um, we, I say we, but we
Hmm.
have a highly skilled trained set of African pigeons. They only know one thing, going to a direction and coming back. And
Hmm.
and here's the catch, right? You always want to make sure that everything is under wraps. You don't want anyone to know that you're doing or using the services.
Hmm.
We've coined a phrase as a code.
Hmm.
So whenever you send a message, it's called a tweet.
Hmm. So they're all nodding along, and there's one guy on the side, and he's like, very loudly, he goes, "What? You use birds?"
Ah! Told you, I'm not supposed to be speaking about.
I just don't understand. How do the birds know where to go? How do they know? How do they know where to go?
Gentlemen, is this your colleague?
They're all like, one of them says, uh, Ch Charlie, we talked about that if you were going to come this year, that you weren't gonna, be loud and distracting. He's like, but listen, I just don't understand. He's not making any sense. How can you guarantee that the birds are going to go to the person that you want to talk to? It's crazy talk. I think he's
They're
just,
messengers, but you've let this one live.
excuse me, madam. I am a cousin. Can't
Right.
just kill family. It's barbaric.
All across history, civilizations have killed family.
For less.
Just gonna add another one to the chaos pool. Just um it is at this time that there's a great coordinated slamming of the doors.
Oh no, we're about to die.
All of the doors to the ballroom are slammed shut, and you hear some like rustling as if it is being locked from the outside. Dr. Frinklestone appears again, and he says, "Welcome, welcome. Hello. We are now at the witching hour, and I'm so glad you could all make it because you are all going to be, well, I'm not sure how to describe it."
If he says mashed, I'm leaving.
So I think I'll just cut to the chase.
If he says moistened, will you stay?
He would not be dampening my spirits.
I'm going to sacrifice all of you to a dark god so that I can create life. And he rolls out a stitched together body. And then all of the lights, all of the candles are sort of extinguished all at the same time. And I think this is a great place for us to have a bio break.
Because these things never go wrong.
Never go wrong. Everything's gonna be fine. Hopefully.
That's funny.
So if everybody could go get a cupcake, I don't know if there's any dog hair in it in your kitchen, but or twigs or grass, whatever you
All of
want.
the above.
You could get some, you could go be moistened from the inside if you would like to go grab some water or some other kind of drink. And we will see how our friends get out of this predicament. Yeah. We'll see you back here in a couple minutes.
Wetly.
Welcome back from the break. Pew, 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 pew. Listen, when we last left our heroes, I use that term a little loosely. Um, I don't know that things were going super great for anybody. And then Dr. Frinklestone came in and interrupted everybody, locked everybody in the ballroom, blew out all the lights, and said he was going to sacrifice everyone to a dark god so he could create life. Um, what would you like to do?
Am I the only source of light in this room?
You are. And you are glowing like a beacon.
As far as villain monologues go, I thought it was a little bit dry.
So,
You know, they love shock and awe. It gets them every time.
oh. So,
Perhaps you could
gentlemen,
help them
honestly,
wrap it
just
up.
a mere like 7 million. I think we could really take this off the land.
And since we're about to die anyways, why would you keep hold of those millions? You might as well give them to my friend.
I'm so sorry. I'm having a hard time thinking because the host just said he was going to kill us all.
Yeah,
Hmm?
he's joking.
Must be part of the party.
There's definitely a pulsing light that has now appeared in the center of the ballroom. And you realize that there are guards around the outside and they are chanting softly in unison.
Oh, this brings me back.
Did
The
we
good
get a
old days.
name?
Oh, you can roll to see if you can pick out because it's certainly not in English, some sort of strange tongue.
Okay.
Does this remind me of when I was summoned and ended up meeting you, Sarah? Or
Yes, it's
Oh.
very similar to that.
I
Yeah.
thought I was having flashbacks.
Yeah. We're just summoning Bleak.
Right, that's what it is. I got 2 3s. So
I got nothing. I got 2 and a 3.
Great.
yeah.
Oh, Shaunie, you are
2 2s.
cool. Yeah, it's hard to hear what they're saying. It's all very hushed in a sort of whispery kind of way. Also, I don't know that there's a good pronunciation. This doesn't feel like native speakers of whatever this language is. This feels like somebody who learned it from reading. So they're all, yeah, everything's a little garbled.
And is the doctor still in the room?
Yeah, he is hunched over this stitched up, put together body that he has.
Quick question. Does this ritual require a specific number of humans or anything like that? What are the what were your ingredients for this?
Dr. Frinklestone pops his head up and looks a little confused. Is of course that's why we had. So, strange question from someone who is clearly about to die. Although, if you're about to die, what does it matter? Yes, I need each and every one of you. It's gonna come in here and it's gonna, well, eat you all. At that point, everybody starts kind of screaming and milling around.
Oh,
I
so
wonder, will we be back in time for dinner, or will this be holding us back? I have a dinner appointment.
Well,
I don't know if they really need us. It's a
You're not-
human, right?
you're not gonna make it. The thing's gonna come out and eat you. This is the
Well,
whole.
just what if you got an ingredient wrong? What would happen? Just
Do you just
Theoretically.
need humans?
That's a weird question. But yes, obviously.
Oh, we're fine.
What else would we be using?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we need exactly
Carry on.
101 humans, and that is how many of you are down there. So,
Oh, right, but if there weren't that many, what would happen?
Oh, I mean, if we didn't give the offering that we promised, like it would be very bad. Obviously, it would be bad. He would probably break free, and the Dark God would take over the world. But that's not going to happen because we have 101 humans down there.
I told
What
you
if
they knew how to throw a party.
right? This is ridiculous. What if you only had 98?
Well, I think I talked about what would happen. The parameter, this is, but it's moot because 101. There's 101 of you. We let everyone in.
Yes,
101 human.
That is correct.
Right.
They think we're human.
We've succeeded.
Whoa!
Why are you cheering?
Oh, sorry.
Weird reaction, but I guess everybody has strange reactions to imminent death, I suppose.
Will you be using electricity?
No,
Oh, good.
don't need electricity. That would be no.
Good.
I'm gonna use the Dark God is gonna come through the portal, which is getting bigger now, looking
Excellent.
good, and then he's gonna come out. I don't know. I don't know who's gonna come out this time. And when they get here, they're gonna eat all of you, and then they're gonna breathe life into this body that I have sewn together. It's gonna be hopefully my best friend forever. What? Are you raising your hand?
Yes, I have a question, Doctor.
What? What?
You are summoning some dark entity, but you don't know what the dark entity is. Are you just randomly calling up dark entities and inviting them over without knowing exactly who they are or what they do?
I found a book, and I'm very smart, and I read the thing, and it told me what I should do.
Can you swear without a single ounce of hesitation that you were holding the book upright when you read it?
Nice one, Gil.
Mostly, yeah, yes. I know how to read. I know how to read.
What's
Then
his
there should be
name?
nothing wrong. Yeah, what's his name?
Garbles.
Oh my God, does it sound like gibberish because the book was upside down?
Yeah, I
That's
think
why
he
we
had it
couldn't
upside
paste
down.
the language?
It's either that or Italian, which I don't speak.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
Never learned.
But it sounded a lot like someone ordering a sandwich.
An upside down sandwich. I think you got it wrong.
I don't think so.
Could we see the book? My friend here, and I point to mommy. My friend here is an expert in ancient lore and especially texts of an occult nature, and she might be able to help you avoid a very embarrassing situation. Imagine your ritual sacrifice failing in front of all your sacrificees. You'd never live it down. The society papers would be tearing you down for years and years and years, and it just would be absolutely terrible. However, my friend here is an expert in ancient texts and books, and might be able to perhaps give you some pointers to make sure that everything is going to be okie dokie.
Everybody would be tweeting about it on Boot Up, who's also looking for a very modest $7.2 million investment.
Everyone's just screaming and trying to get out of the doors. As he ponders the idea of maybe showing you the book, the portal gets a little bit bigger in the middle, and a couple of giant tentacles come out. Big giant tentacles.
Oh, it's gonna be a moist monster. I love it.
And he looks down at it and he's like, oh, and he pulls out the book and he starts flipping through it and he's like, oh, I didn't
order the tentacles. No one
I
ever orders
don't
the tentacles.
like tentacles. It's weird. I didn't think there was gonna be tentacles.
Is it a cousin of yours, Gil?
Can
do
we see
you
the
know
book?
them?
Good question. Actually, I take a look. Do I recognize the tentacles?
All right. Let's do a roll for that. Also, to remember, you each may each use the chaos pool once.
Yeah. So first of all, I'm very intent on smooching whatever comes through that portal.
Great.
So may I use the extra dice from my my gold?
Does it?
Yes. Yes.
And I will absolutely
So
do I need
sorry. I think
multiple
I'm
successes?
allergic to Cthulhu.
How many successes do I need?
Just to kiss it?
No, just to know if it's you know,
To
a
know if it's a
family member.
relative.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it would be easy to spot if you recognize this entity. So I think you would only need 2 successes for that.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and not use the chaos pool right
Okay, we're gonna wait.
How
It's
much
at
to
8
kiss it
now.
though?
now. Ooh, 6, 5, and 4. Woohoo.
3 successes. This is definitely it, it's not somebody you are related to, but they did date your cousin.
Oh, oh yes, yes. I believe I've seen these tentacles before. Um, my oh dear, oh dear. This is not good. This is not good. Um,
Started slurping up out of the
yes. If you thought that my moisturizing capacities were a little off-putting, you don't want to see this one's moisturizing capacities. They are out of
also
this
it was
world.
a messy breakup.
Yes, I
Oh
believe.
no.
Yeah, I believe that they argued a lot about who got to keep the cat, and my sister, my cousin won, and so he's been very displeased for a very long time for having lost the cat.
Yeah. He's real
Yeah.
mad. Still looking for that cat.
Yes, Rupert was his name. The cat, not the monster.
Right.
Come to think of it, the monster's name is also Rupert. That's strange. Perhaps that's why he was attached to it so much. Rupert, is that you?
Sort of as he's slurping up, he's like "Huh?" He turns and he's like, Gil?
Yes, it's me, dear. How have you been holding up?
Oh, well, you seem to have opened a wound. And he just starts weeping.
Oh,
Big
oh.
giant tears. And the ballroom is filling up.
Quick, I look at mommy. Can you do you have any sort of old dry wrappings of yours that you could soak up some of this water with? Because I'm gonna be fine, but a lot of you are not gonna like it.
Yes, and then can I assume there's like curtains and draperies.
Absolutely. Far too many of them.
Yeah, I'll start trying to like pull those down to like help absorb the incoming sadness blood.
Sadness
We're
blood.
just too much sadness liquid. If you could give me a roll, and this is a sliding scale, I think. You are using your
Wrapping?
I'll let you use your wrapping for sure. Yeah. And also being the boss, I think you are taking charge in this situation. So
I would
you're allowed to
say good forward thinking, Gil. That's a great plan. Thank you. Way to take the initiative.
Thank you, mommy.
I think a lot of bosses definitely are just like, so that was my idea for sure. Yep. Putting the right people in the right places. That's my skill set.
That's right.
2 successes.
2 successes. Yeah, you're starting to sort of soak it up. It is starting to creep. It is about knee deep at this point. And you're keeping up as best you can with it. It is now sort of creeping up your skirt. It is not great for the fireflies that are trapped underneath. Smells a little
It's
bit
not
like
great for me. I'm like swelling. I don't
not
like
great for
it.
you. Yeah. Definitely should have worn compression socks or something. Your ankles are huge right now.
This is a great help, Chauncey. Can you get to the doctor? I will take care of this monstrosity. I have a plan.
Also, it smells like wet dog.
Yeah, just you can see it just all frizzy.
You can get to the
Yeah.
doctor and perhaps eat him. I will take care of this monster. Trust me.
You want
Trust
you
me,
want me to
Chauncey.
eat? You want me to eat him?
We might as well, so that we don't have to go through this again next year.
So what I'm hearing is that I'm getting explicit permission to eat this person.
Have him sign a contract or something first. Get some funding.
We don't
Oh,
have time. We don't have time for your funding raising activities. You just do it. I have faith in you.
Listen, there's always time for a bit of business before a meal. And then like he's just again back on all fours.
just bounds away. Great. Great.
Meanwhile, I
Um,
will. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, no, I'm let's take care of Dr. Frinklestone first, and then we
Yeah.
will come back to Rupert, who is just the saddest boy.
It's sad.
He's so sad. All right. Okay, Chauncey, what you doing?
So I assume that there's kind of like a stairwell that goes
Yes.
up to that high point.
A double. I mean, it's grand, right? Like,
Yeah. It's you just see like and mind you, I Chauncey looks like Michael J. Fox's Teen Wolf.
yes.
So it's the visual of Teen Wolf, but with like all the furiousness of like a werewolf from Underworld
Yeah.
until he has to present himself. So like up the side of the stairs, you just see him like it's
Just
frightening.
yeah.
It's
Moving
frightening.
real fast. Everyone gets out your way, man. Like,
Ice huge maul, just drool and sad blood everywhere, I guess, the tears. And it's just it's scurrying up. And then he gets to the doctor in the same way with the doorman, stands up. Okay. Hello.
whoa. Hey, how did you get up here?
I took the stairs.
Oh, right. That makes so much more sense. I don't understand what's going on with this book. And he
Let me, you know what? I think I can help. Let
no,
me
I don't
just
think don't take the book. This is my book. I need it.
no. It's your book, but a second pair of eyes could help. So let me see.
Okay. He just like shows it to you.
Let me see. I have
just like
very terrible eyes.
Bunch of runes. They're all little glowy. It is definitely upside down.
So a second here. I think I see what your problem is. And then I grab the top and the bottom, and then I start to turn it, and I throw it over my head down the stairs towards Marley.
Hey.
What? It's slipped. It's so wet in here. Also, do you have a moment to talk about a very lucrative business opportunity before I eat you?
What? Before you what?
What?
I must have misheard you.
Do you have any money? Do you have any money? Any money at
Obviously.
all?
Look at this. Obviously, I have a ton of money.
Do you keep it in this building though?
What
Like,
a
is
weird
it here?
question. Like, I don't trust banks. Who trusts banks? This is
Right?
everything. This is anyway.
Do you keep it in your bedroom? Because I keep mine in my bedroom. Like, is that where you keep yours?
It's a weird question. I feel like you should get back down with the other humans because it is time to get eaten.
I understand that. If you could, dying man's wish. Where do you keep your money in the home?
I mean, obviously, I have like a vault room where I can roll around on it like Scrooge McDuck.
And it's in the basement, isn't it? Because you need the space.
Yeah, well, obviously.
Thank you so much. I take a chunk out of his neck.
I mean, I'm gonna make you roll for that.
Okay.
I'll let you add hunting.
And the going towards my plan.
And you were going towards your goal. Absolutely. This is very suspect behavior. I am adding one more die to the chaos pool.
Oh, extremely.
It's up to 9 now.
Okay. It's
not weird.
Oh, this is beautiful. I got 3 successes.
Wow, yeah. You bite his head clean off. Just right off.
Does he have a key on him?
I mean, he's got a set of keys.
I take his keys
You
and then I gently walk down the stairs.
just picked his pocket, ate him, picked his pocket, left.
Mhm.
Love it. Marley, what are you doing with the book?
I am so I imagine like this page of it is papyrus, but this page is like human skin, but
Yeah,
this
yep.
page is something different. And I'm like, okay, well, in this century, this is when this material probably would have been used for this page and trying to figure out like time and placement and
Are you
see
saying that
exactly
like
what.
out loud? Like, are you working through it out loud?
Yes, I have to.
Cool.
It's my process.
Understood. There is a terrified human who is just sobbing in front of you and just like nodding and listening. Good. Just like you are the only one speaking in a calm voice. And so they're like,
In between, I'm also probably telling them about their clothing and what I like about the material.
they're like,
Just,
thank you. I worked really hard on it.
oh,
Just
I don't think the doctor knows what he was doing, so I wouldn't worry about all of that getting eaten nonsense. You
but
just
look
sit
at
here.
the giant
No,
with
no, don't look at it. No. And I'll just like take a strip and just like blindfold her.
okay.
Yeah, just happy place, happy thoughts. And I'll try to figure out what his like how to send Rupert back, but I assume Rupert's going to be under control. So it's more just a curiosity about what his human's quirky little plan was.
Great. Go ahead and give me a roll. I feel like you were doing a live parlor cast right now, so you get to add for that. And I also think that because this is like wrappings, like, material, I think you can add for that as well.
Let's see. 1 success.
Okay. You have found the page that summoned Rupert. Unfortunately, you're able to decipher that in order to send him back to where once he came, you actually need to have the person the summoner needs to be the one that vanishes. You just ate him.
Well, this will still be a good book for the collection, so I'm gonna keep that. Oh yes, yeah, no, you just stay calm, dear. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Hey, you
Let me
guys,
just
I
let's
got his
move up a little
keys.
higher. It's still
just like
water.
creep up
Gil,
the stairs.
how's it going? This book won't send Rupert back.
All right, Gil. How is it going?
I think Gil steps up to Rupert,
Mm-hmm.
pulls out his dry stick,
Uh-huh.
and says, "Darling, are you a towelette? Because you're very moist."
Oh, this is very nice.
The truth is, Rupert, that I've always loved you from afar. Even as you were sitting across from me at the table at Thanksgiving dinner with the family, holding my cousin's hand, I could only wish that your beautiful, suction-capable tentacle was wrapped wetly around my hand. That perhaps we could lean in and my gills would reach out for your gills and they would connect moistly. And so, Rupert, I beg of you, dry your tears and allow me to love you like you deserve to be loved.
There are so many tentacles that are coming up and wiping away, just lots of tentacles. And as that is happening indiscriminately, he's just like slapping humans by accident and like they're smacking into the walls. Lots of chaos is happening in this room. I
Kiss me, Rupert.
are we seeing how swayed he is?
Yes, we definitely are.
All right. Well, first of all, you're going to add yours and add to mine here.
All right. So I'm guessing that's 2.
2.
I am trying to get him excited, so I'm going to argue for my making things wet.
Yeah,
And
no,
then
I'm
by
with you.
smooching everyone, so that would
Yeah.
be 4.
4.
That's
You
4
get to
dice.
4. I'm rolling 9. We're going to add up all of the successes. We are
Excellent.
doing the mash.
As I
Wow.
lean in, I say, they did the mash. They did the monster mash. Moistly.
Very moistly. Mm-hmm.
I
The
have
cover band be playing Monster Mash
Absolutely.
softly.
Yeah.
yeah, but the ballad version.
But yeah, like the romantic version. Of course, it is for the slow dancing.
I
Mhm.
like how they didn't leave. They're
Oh.
just
no,
they're still
no,
like
the
No,
band keeps
listen, they
playing.
were paid to play the whole night. That is what they're going to do.
In
Professional
fact, it was probably
integrity.
in their contract, right? He knew what he was doing, so it was
Yeah.
probably in their contract. No stopping, even
No
in
stopping.
case of mass ritual sacrifice.
They basically were only allowed to stop if they got in death, which they were like, this is a weird thing to say in the contract.
What's the chances that would happen? Okay.
0. All right, what are your successes, my dear?
I got 2. I got a 5 and a 4.
And from the chaos pool, 5 more. So
Pucker
we have
up,
7
sunshine.
successes. Rupert hesitates for a moment, but then realize how nice it is to be seen for who he really is. And he leans in, gives you a big old smooch. I
Smooch him right
think
back.
there are some humans that don't make it. His tentacles get really excited and they kind of thrash around a little bit. And there were a couple of casualties. Not as many as if he had come out and eaten everybody. There's also a little bit of injury.
What's a party
but-
without a few injuries?
Gosh, it's the right party. The doors are unlocked at this point, and a bunch of humans go streaming out, except for the few that did not make it, and the one that is sort of hanging out by Marley, still blindfolded. She's calmed down though.
Okay. Because of the water and my costume and whatnot,
Yeah.
I believe that pieces of the fabric have like slurped off a little bit or like
100%.
disintegrated. So there's like bone, old ancient bone, and stuff peeking through. I'm gonna take the blindfold off and I'm like, "You're fine. Time to go."
As she's being like ushered out, she's like, I'm so sorry. I just am really interested in like more of the costume stuff that you were talking about. Like, as my life was flashing before my eyes, I thought I was going to get eaten by those tentacles. Ooh, that was weird. He's still here. That's fine. That's fine. I just the only thing that brought me comfort was your voice. Is there a way that I could maybe stay with
Come
you, or
so you can come visit on this day around this time. It's every 2 weeks, and yeah, we can talk. Tell your friends, bring people. I love doing this. I love talking in depth about it. I love the sound of my own voice, to be honest. But I think it's best if you probably head out now, though. But that's
Okey-dokey.
wonderful. I can't wait.
sort of clutches the little piece of what I'm assuming was wrapping from your body that you had scrawled on, like your
The one I
business.
used as the blindfold, the dry piece.
Yep. And she kind of waves as she's going away. She looks a little crazed, but seems excited.
Gained
Chansey,
a little mythos.
yeah. Chansey, you have the keys to the dungeon, and Gil, you have maybe a new life partner.
Well, what I was thinking is, I would take his tentacle and I would go up to Chauncey and I would be like, Chauncey, this is my special friend, Rupert. Rupert made an incredible discovery last year. He found Davy Jones' locker and it contained so much gold.
Yeah,
Rupert,
I ate
Chauncey,
some
my
of
friend
it.
here, has a yes, and we'll get it later.
Okay.
My friend Chauncey here has a very interesting proposition for you.
Oh,
Rupert, how do you feel about a triple M?
Huh.
Multi-monster media.
Oh, what does that mean?
Let's talk,
Rupert's not
Rupert.
the
They just like
sharpest.
it goes into this full like listen, I
Pulls up
had
a
a
PowerPoint presentation
Yeah,
behind
yeah.
him.
thank you so much for asking. Lovely to see you. And then
Welcome to
just
my TED
starts
Talk.
right, just starts detailing this full plan.
Mhm.
Like Charlie Day
Um,
in front of the thing with
R-
the
Rupert is absentmindedly while he's listening, grabbing the bodies of the dead humans and just like having them like popcorn. Just like, yeah, his his maw is large.
I
Um,
keep him hydrated.
it's so nice of you. Um, so I feel like as the camera pulls back, the humans are like streaming out of here, screaming and traumatized. And I think you guys got a new house because Dr. Frinklestone is dead now. Um,
No
and
longer in residence.
no longer in residence. Yeah. And the bats are very happy and they have taken over the courtyard. They just sort of fly out into the moonlight. Um, and I think the post-credit scene, first of all, you have now promoted your podcast. You have found love and you have got a whole bunch of money. Rupert knows where a bunch of stashes of like sunken pirate ships and stuff are around. So you have an unlimited amount of money now. You have started the pigeons having a little bit of a problem. The bats are very receptive though. So there's a small pivot and you're able to use the bats. You still call them tweets. It's weird, but you had really committed. And so everybody is now using boot up, which is great. And post credit scene, we flash back to the stitched together body, and there was enough residual magic lurking from the ritual that it wakes up. So that probably won't be a problem for future games. um,
I'll be
I mean,
perfectly fine.
totally fine. But there's a new capital M monster in town to join your ranks. And I think we close on the most lavish and incredibly wet wedding that you've ever seen.
Oh, I
It's
love
very,
it.
it's very moist.
It's very moist. That was Graveyard Smash
And we smashed it.
by Levi Phipps. Smashed it real big. Pew pew pew. I always like to do a thing called moments of gratitude. So, what happened during this game that maybe one of your fellow players did that really stood out?
I think that I really enjoyed Shawkat's really leaning into the mommy boss role and kind of just like, being very assertive and like kind of just did not taking no for an answer, like taking control of the NPCs and the scene stuff like that. And there was very much
Yeah.
that was exactly what the character should have done. And I thought that
Just
that was
like, just really talk. I also was very serious about if that was a real podcast that I would totally listen to it. It's a great idea. If somebody wants to use that, you have to
pay
pay
Shawkat.
Shawkat.
Please
I love
don't. I
that.
know nothing about fashion or time period.
Yeah, sure. But what I'm saying is, like, that somebody who does maybe hadn't considered it yet and wants to do the research, they should pay you some sort of intellectual property rights, I think. This was your idea, and it's a good one.
I love that Bleak's character being a swamp monster still needed lip balm.
But it was
Love-
dry.
It was
'cause
dry. It was drying
It was
him
dry
off.
stick.
Oh,
It was making his
jeez.
lips dry.
It was reverse lip balm.
Yep. Yep. You don't want a big sloppy kiss. I get it.
No,
It was
I
very
love
considerate
Gil's
of you.
commitment to being a monster. There was just no subtlety there.
No, it was
No.
not subtle. We
you gotta
can't
be
be
who you
subtle
are.
here.
You gotta
Yeah.
be who you are.
We celebrate who you are in your true authentic self.
And consent.
And
Consent.
consent. We also very much celebrate
Very
consent
true, yeah.
here. I also really
Blooming.
loved Ian, every time that you like went full werewolf and then like like caught yourself like no. Here we are.
We
Especially
are
before
upstanding businessmen.
businessman. Especially before legitimately eating a dude. Just like,
Yeah.
oh, I mean, hmm.
And for having played a few times with Ian, I always enjoy Ian's willingness to just go along with like someone will throw whatever at him and Ian just rolls with it and just kind of makes it part of the scene. And
Yeah. Yes,
those are always
and
the best. Yeah, those are always the best scene and game partners to have. People who like just like it's like yeah, I'll go along with this. I will work with this. Whatever you just dripped on me, I'll totally roll
excuse
with
me.
that.
Everybody's a little moist. We're just, oh, sorry.
Just a little more. And Sarah, flowers to you for doing this, even though you are jet lagged. Hell and
Yes,
back.
this was so much fun. Thank you.
Yeah, I am real glad to be here at the table. It was really fun, and the last time I played with you, it was a more of a tense game.
Yeah, when
We
we played the fairy godmothers.
Oh no, the all of us together.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
well yeah,
It
yes.
it was much more serious and impactful. I think there was eating of dudes in that as well.
There was.
Which seems to be a theme, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Vampires gonna vampires. Vampires are themselves also. You guys were playing vampires and you were yourselves, you
You
didn't
gotta
try to
be.
hide and
There was an option here if somebody had rolled to be a vampire. Also a ghost or a
Hmm.
zombie. Could have been. Could have been.
could have gone
Um
either way. I was totally prepared to do a bad Vlad accent. I would have totally done the count. Ah, one invitation, one, ha ha ha. Two invitations, two. Oh, let me count the amuse bouche. One amuse bouche, one, ha ha ha.
uh my favorite vampire, the Count. Um
Mhm.
Also, inadvertently, you saved those three adorable, excited people who were dressed like desserts from probably being killed. Yeah. Yeah. Um
Sacrificing his niece.
yeah, listen, he was not a good dude.
No.
And that one guy was surprised that you could murder cousins.
I know.
You don't murder
I
cousins.
I I think we do. I think he's maybe the only one out of that group who made it out.
Of course.
The other businessmen were too close to, they were a little too arrogant, I think, and they got too close to one of Rupert's tentacles. Um, uh, Also, I'm sad about the cat who's also named Rupert was a wonderful moment for me. I was like, yes, I am with this. He's so sad about the cat. Wanted him to get his cat back.
Yeah,
Don't ever want anybody to be without their cats. That's the
No.
worst.
I love the clarification of human soul that we did.
Yeah, excuse me.
Question?
Yeah, that just kept pumping up the chaos pool because it was like, why would you ask this? Okay, it's very suspicious. You should be much more scared. I don't know what's happening here.
And I especially like that at first we were like, oh, then we're good. We're okay. We're
Yeah,
safe.
great. We could just hang out. He's not going to eat us. We are not
And he's
human.
like, why are you
Party.
asking this? Why are you asking?
Yeah, I mean, it does seem like you guys had the best party.
Yep.
You got your funding. You got a following. You got a new house. You found true love. You ate
Love
a
is a many
jerk.
tentacled thing.
Love is a many tentacled thing. That is maybe the name of this episode.
There you go. You can have it for free.
Really good. Love is a
Um,
really technical thing. I love that.
I would love to go around the table. If you could please tell everybody where we can find you on the internet, what you have coming up that we can watch and or follow. I am going to start with Shaunie.
Hello, I am Shaunie. I was a mommy You can find me across the internet under Showcat Cosplay on almost all of the things. I don't check them all regularly. I'm on too many, and one or the other keeps changing or becoming worse. It's rough out there, but Showcat
Yeah.
Cosplay should get you to me somewhere on the internet. If you want to get to me in person, I am working on the 26th of this month
Ooh.
for Level Up Games Duluth and our Brilliant Ruin, which is a really fun TTRPG system story world. They've got an audio drama. There might be a comic. You didn't hear it from me. Um,
Ooh.
but they will be in Duluth, Georgia at Level Up Games. It's the first store that's going to be having their physical book for sale. And
Oh,
so they're doing a big thing. You can sign up to play games, stuff like that. I'll be there. I'm working it. I'll say hi. I
Yay.
may not be in cosplay, but I'll be fun. And I know a lot about
Oh.
the world, and I'll be happy to info dump about that in the most neurodivergent ways possible.
Mhm.
Um, you can also catch me at PAX Unplugged. I will be at that. So, yeah, yeah.
Yay. Awesome. Which is in
That's
December,
it.
everybody, in
Yes, thank you.
Philly, I believe. Is that right? Did I make that up?
mhm.
No, you're correct.
Woo. Cool. Hopping over to Ian. Hey, man.
Hey, really, it's really awesome to be here. So I appreciate the invite. No, I'm sorry. I'm trapped here. I'm a
I mean,
cosmic being.
it was
Yeah, sorry.
bad. Oh
Yeah.
no.
uh, hey everybody, I'm Ian, or your boy Big on all social media. If you want to see what I'm doing next, definitely go to my Twitter where all the things pop up. But I'm always over on the Folk and Myth channel. But I'll leave that to Bleak because he's one of the two. So
He's doing the thing. He is the folk or the myth. Unclear.
I'm the
right.
ampersand.
Maybe he's
The
the
ampersand.
ampersand.
There it is. But
That
yeah,
makes
catch me
sense.
over there on Wednesdays on the long form Hysteria game. And then, of course, whenever they invite me back to do other cool stuff. And of course, if you don't like my face, but don't mind hearing my voice, you can go to all of your podcast streaming platforms to the Fang Gang podcast for the end of their San Diego by Night audio and their Curse by Strahd or Curse of Strahd campaign as well. And then, of course, on Spotify specifically, The Heart is a Dungeon, where I pop up with wonderful people telling awesome, sometimes sad, but all the way beautiful stories.
Love that.
Cool.
All right, Bleak. Round us out.
Yeah, hi. Thank you, Sarah, very much for the invitation to be here. It's a lot of fun. I loved getting to play with both Ian and Shawkat, who had been in my games before. But it's always fun to get to sit around a table with people and with awesome people and play with them. I am Bleakseason. You can find me everywhere under that name. You can find me at Folk and Myth. We got the main thing I would like to let you know about Folk and Myth right now is November 1st through 10th. We are partnering with our good buddies at Guild Superior and Phoenix Wacky to do a week of fundraising for World Central Kitchen.
Woo.
And we are going to have our regular games that are going to be running through this time, which is Dragonbane, some Ystera stuff. But the main sort of centerpiece of our fundraising are two games that we're going to be doing, which we kind of called Oops All Artists at first. It's got another name now. It's called Pale Harvest. But this game will run on Sundays, on the 2 Sundays of that week. They'll be run by my partner, Kato, also Elena, who also goes by Elena Handbasket on the socials. And it'll be a D&D game that will feature a number of artists from Magic the Gathering, Wizards of the Coast, and so on and so forth. So Aaron Miller and Tyler Walpole and Jenna Jumalon and Lauren Brown and April Prime. So all top of the line artists for a lot of great products that we all love and use, whether it be D&D, Magic the Gathering, et cetera, et cetera. And they're all going to take part in this two-parter D&D game. And we're going to be not auctioning off, but some of the incentives they've provided. So they've provided art and a lot of their own products and stuff as incentives for the fundraiser. So
Cool.
that's going to be a lot of fun. So we're looking forward to that one. And that's going to be November 1st through 10th on our channel, Guild Superior, of course, and Phoenix Wacky also. So if you get a chance and drop by, it's a really good cause. Help out some people who are in need of the food's called our fundraiser is called Dice for Chefs. So
Yay.
that is what we will be doing.
That sounds rad.
Thank you very much.
My name is Sarah Moore. You can find me all over the internet at Pixies and Pins. My website is pixiesandpins.com. And I am here on Gen Con TV every Friday night for Sarah's Table at 5 p.m. Pacific. Um, I don't know the exact order, but I do know that I'm going to have a bunch of wild Christmas games because it is my favorite thing to do. And also, November, we will have an arc of a crossover between the world of Hello Kitty and the world of D&D because they're both celebrating their 50th anniversary this year. So we are gonna mash those puppies up and do some fun stuff with it. And I have big things in the works for the brand of Pixies and Pins and Sarah's Table. I am launching a Patreon in January, and I am thinking about moving to a new night because Friday nights are hard. So if people who are watching have thoughts about what night they might like to see me instead, I am at the first of the year going to be scooting over to another night and maybe my own YouTube channel. So I don't know. Follow me on all the things and you will learn all of the things.
In the tea here, boys.
Yeah, I've spilled so much tea. It is very moist over here. Keeping with the theme of the game.
Humid.
Thank you all so much for being at my table. It was really delightful. And I really enjoyed the fact that you all were so willing to pivot from what is normally, last time we played, it was a very, very serious kind of gruesome game, and this was not that. And I appreciate you making the little pivot with me. And thank you to Marcus Mays, who is over at Gen Con TV and is our tech and keeping it running. Thank you to my partner, Jeff Moore, who is my editor, as well as my own personal tech support and who is getting me through this jet lag. Oh boy. Thank you to Peter Atkinson and Gen Con for this platform. I really love being able to share tiny little games like this with everybody. With that in mind, thank you to Levi Phipps for making this game, Graveyard Smash. And thank you all at home for hanging out with us today, this evening, whatever day/time it is. Thank you.
Thursday still for you, right?
I don't know. It's still Thursday. I've been stuck in perpetual Thursday. It is Thursday, October 17th,
Thursday.
and will be forever, I think, for me. Thursday, that's week of Thursdays. So yeah, this has been great. I love everybody here. Big hugs to you, and I will do some things in the meantime, I think. What's my name? As always, keep making art and keep being art, and we will see you next time.